that's the one with the video. Everything else has something else, but I just do so much. Well, I mean, it had Silverlight on it, and we still use Silverlight every once in a while, but we're changing over to Flash video, which I had spent. I just went ahead and invested money into this. Right. You have to, download it, and it's tricky with, Silverlight's tricky with Mac because Microsoft put it for them. You see what I'm saying? So they're actually good.
See, I have Safari. Safari can open a lot of stuff.
Well, it has, it's a good design because nothing really works on everything. And so, but like I said, the flashlight should work on your cell phone. So try that out. Try it out, see if it works, and let me know if it does. And we'll try and work on it from there.
Our board members want to look at June meeting that we had to cancel because everybody was gone. So there's no minutes to read tonight, only minutes from the May's thing, so we move right along. I'd like to give a special thanks to everybody's hard work for the 4th of July festivity week. Seemed like a week. This place was rocking. Y'all, everybody did a wonderful job. And I tell you, it's nice to people come in the hardware store and say, man, I went down there to Delaney and they had a nice band, the fireworks they had, so, you know, just when you think they was over, man, they started booming them off again. And a lot of them was glad that they could sit and watch their NASCAR race on their satellite and still watch the fireworks too. So,
Yeah, our fireworks was great this year.
so
It was a good show. I was quite impressed.
special thanks to all of y'all that got that rolling. Johnny, I think we're going to just jump into this mess. We have a position open for the assistant manager, and we'd like your input on that.
Chris Gross.
Okay.
He's been here now for 4 years. He's been head over maintenance, dirty computer litter.
He's your right arm, man.
He's
Your
a
left
left
arm.
arm man. And when I worked 160 hours in 2 weeks, he's right behind me. No questions asked.
Well, if you're happy with that, then I just need to have
I'll
somebody.
make a motion to make Chris the system manager.
I'll second it.
Okay. You want to be secretary, John? No? Or you? If I can get a piece of paper ripped out. Dang, how hard is that?
Need some help?
So,
Been a long day, Tim.
oh, yes, it has. All in favor of that, raise your right hand, please.
Chris is the system manager.
Thank you, sir.
And John, you'll keep you informed on what he expects and what he doesn't expect.
I think he probably already knows that.
Well, he does. And he's also going, from my understanding, going to be our other set of eyes too, correct?
Yes, he is. We talked about it last month, the deal, but I've got a motor home down here and I went and put that in an annual spot that I paid for this myself. I ain't asked the park for nothing. I don't want no preferential favors. I paid for the spot back here. I paid for the electric. I paid for the water. I paid for everything. Chris wanted to live in the house. Chris will pay $400 a month. After hours, he will take over for us accommodating him with the utilities. Along with another maintenance man, Tim Minton. He is here as a maintenance man. He's an annual here, stays here pretty much year round. So it's 3 people with eyes in the park at all time. That still ain't enough. I understand that. We will be getting security cameras. They are coming. We will have 8 of them. They'll be on every cash register, coming into the gate, leaving the gate, cash register at the gate, cash register at the camp store. And there will also be cameras at the restrooms while the people is going in and out, but we can probe who is destroying this park.
Just to kind of, we talk so much all the time, it's hard to keep separate of what we talk about versus what we need to bring up in the meeting. And we've had some vandalism and things of that sort. So our thinking behind the cameras at the restrooms was if we put them to the outside of the restroom, we could see who's walking in, and if one of the employees checks the restrooms every 2 hours, then we can go back to the cameras and we can see who went in that restroom in the last 2 hours.
We've got to. There's been so much destruction comments.
Which bathroom is
It's-
most bathroom?
It's mainly down the bar perimeter. The one at Burn Angles, we don't have a problem with that no more. We think we got that problem solved.
About the one at the camp store?
Uh,
About the one at the camp store?
they're not bad at all. They're checked out, closed down to 7 anywhere in the beach closures, so we ain't no problem there. What happens is, and we just almost come to the point where we're gonna start locking the thing at 11:30 tonight. You can't really do that neither when you got 1,000 people in this park, you know, I mean, they've gotta go use the bathroom, and we'll just put the cameras in, you know, we'll put them, you know, if we're up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, it happens at 4:15, 4:27, one up, we'll see that person walking in and out. We have went now and all of our primitive camping, everything is marked and numbered, everybody comes to that gate, will register under their name, they'll have a valid driver's license, they'll have a phone number, we will pinpoint who is doing what, when, and where. The vandalism at Delaney is done.
And also anytime on the outside movement with these cameras that we're looking at, that will, if there's been no movement, they'll shut down, but if someone moves at 4:30 in the morning, it'll automatically text me and John and let us know someone moved by a bathroom or something, and something's going on near that, so it'll alert us both, not only capture it, but it will alert us, let us know.
Can those be placed where they're not so obvious because
Yes, sir.
people do the vandalize
So,
those?
everything will be up high, the cameras I'm looking at, we'll see in nighttime, they've got a 150-foot, 200-foot range on those at nighttime with no security light at all up, and we're putting all new security lighting in, so that's going to increase it, it's more like daylight conditions.
And as far as security, we've already added a light up here at the gatehouse that's shining down here for people that is fishing. We put that in here, what, a week and a half ago. It does make a tremendous difference on people trying to load their boats. They could not see what they're doing. We also got in through REMC is $1,450, adding another transformer right here behind your building here. I've added another security light for the boats down here on the waterway, because on Memorial Day we did have vandalism there. People going through there cutting the lines and, you know, which, like I said, I was running after that person at 3:15 in the morning, didn't catch him. He a little faster than I was.
And the lights that REMC's putting in is more like a car lot. The light is more directional versus being just a round light that just shows right there. It's
Right.
more projection out to where we need it. So the light also for security for when we step out the parking lot down here.
All right. We need to vote on making Chris the assistant manager. Well, I mean, as far as the house and stuff goes,
I think that's up to John.
I think that's John.
that's fine, I just,
That's John's
don't want to get
house.
ahead of myself.
I think that is John's job.
Now you have one full-time position still open.
Yes. I will give that to another tap lock on a 9-day probation. There's a couple of loopholes there that I want to get tied up. And if we enter an agreement, that should be full-time. If not, I'll look somewhere else.
Okay.
Need to vote on that.
The third person's strictly up to him.
All right.
The first two are us. We'll bring up another sore subject, the diving platform. I've had a few people complaining about it and had a couple people get hurt on it. What can you tell us about that?
Shut it down. ASAP.
I'm with you, man.
I can show you my phone of people that's texted me, called me. They're tired to come here at this waters and saying they are out of the water more than they're in the water. Me and Chris, Tim, and Netta, all of our employees, we can probe and probe and probe and probe all we want. I mean, the workforce on today's market is not what we've been raised to do. They don't want to work, they don't want to do nothing, and I hate to say that. I've already ordered signs for swimming at your own risk, and not only that, but we're not going to have no lifeguard going in Labor Day weekend. These kids go back to school. What are we to do? Shut the thing completely down? We can't do that. People want to come here to swim. And another week and a half, your children is going back to school, and we've lost all the lifeguards. And that time, that deck needs to come out of the water. It's very unsafe. We knew that going into the season, but we tried it anyway. It's nothing but one big disaster waiting to happen.
So we're gonna do that after they go back to school?
I'm going to do that as soon as I get my signs. They're done ordered.
They should be here tomorrow morning.
That's pretty quick.
By doing that, in the 2013 budget, we leased out the restaurant, okay? And so that restaurant had nothing to do with really Delaney Park. So now by adding us and us going full-fledged on this restaurant, we've had to add employees. There's nothing in my budget says for a cook. There's nothing in my budget for a cash register person. There's nothing, there's nothing there. We pretty much depleted the funds on our restaurant. And our restaurant's bringing in good money. Just like the last 7 days now, we made $16,000. Memorial Day weekend, we made over $15,000. We're making money now in the month of June. We've done $30-some thousand. This park has never seen assets or money like this coming into this place. I think by shutting down our lifeguard situation, I'm going to roll that line item over into my restaurant for I can keep that open till Labor Day.
Plan on shutting the restaurant down and
And if I still got more in my line items or, to transfer money over, I will do that for the simple fact we've got food in there, that we ordered from GFS, and I want to deplete all of our inventory. I don't want to walk in here like I did last year and just stuff everywhere, that was unaccountable for. This way here, I know all of my inventory is depleted. That way we're not losing money there.
I can get in my mind, it's nice to hear that we're making money. We have excess funds. Does that go against the loan that everybody complains about?
Well, as my figures right now, Mr. Coates, when we walked into this situation, the park had a $200,000 debt. By my figures right now, you guys are down to $48,000. By the paper right here in June, it says $65,000. But that's not counting the $37,000 check I just gave the auditor's office, nor the $15,000 that we just put into the bank. I put another $5,000 check in the bank today. The July 4th deal on that Saturday was $11,000. So, we're not going to really know where that's at, really a true figure, until January 1.
I understand that, but if it's $5, does it go against that, or is that up to the county?
It's pretty much all going against that, is what we've been told.
Yeah.
That's why we can't, when we needed the truck, there's no money to buy it because everything we make goes to the bid.
Okay, I just had never heard of it.
And by my figures right now, this park's already took in $147,000. The county gives us $247,000 to work on. If they tell us at the end of the year, this park is not making money, we all got a problem. Somebody is pencil moving. That's a fact.
But we worry about that when we get to it.
And I want to, because I'll get there.
So on this diamond platform, do we need to make a motion with that thing, or is that?
Once again,
It is
that
Guys, we've had people getting so mad, and I'm not just speaking for myself. You can ask people in here right now that that beach is uncontrollable and it needs shut down.
Or is there a problem with the diving platform? I mean, is it?
Oh, yes, the diving platform is totally I mean, it's beyond compare.
I seen it sitting right out there.
Now, if someone happened to dive and come up underneath or below it underneath, there's wide open rebar and stuff just sticking straight down. It's just broken off rest in pieces.
I mean, that was just donated us, I'm pretty sure. I'm thinking it was from Hardy Lake. And when we got it, it wasn't in the best shape in the world anyway, but you know, Delaney Park did take it. Last year, we was gonna go through that and have it all redone. It was voted against not to even touch it, you know, and now it's even worse shape than what's going on. This year, we went out yonder and with 55-gallon drums with concrete sunk in with rebar, that's what's holding that diving board out there right now. In the past 20, 25 years, you know, they've had professional divers come here to rope it off down the bottom. Well, now it's to the point of where your rope and your rebar, where they're tying it off, it's gone. It's totally rotted out.
I think parking.
It needs to be pulled up out of there, swim at your own risk. That way we haven't got heat dog people saying, I'm leaving, I can't swim, it's hot, it's 101 degrees, which it was today, the heat index. And we've got it shut down. But I will keep a lifeguard for the first day, in case we need CPR. You know, there'll always be a certified lifeguard here, should I say, that does take care of the boats. Somebody still got to take care of the bathrooms. Somebody still got to get first aid. And somebody still got to have a CPR certified student.
More like a beach associate.
Right.
Doesn't have to be a lifeguard per se. That's
All right, label.
Okay.
But you are gonna leave it until Labor Day. You're gonna leave the diving board in till Labor Day? Or you gonna take it out?
I'm taking it out.
Right, but what you guys have said here about the safety of it, I would think you can't be used anymore after this meeting because somebody hears
Well,
that and goes out there and makes a
We have
claim.
got to go with Plan A, what we're doing right now, until I get these signs. By having these signs here, it does protect this park by having no lawsuit against us. If we don't have signs, you know, we could be facing a lawsuit. I would think. Ryan's not here, but I'm sure he'd tell me the same thing.
This day and age, you can be sued for that.
Yeah, you can send anything, hot cup of coffee from McDonald's, you know, but
But until you get the signs, you can shut the diving board down and say no more,
exactly.
even if you got lifeguards here.
Exactly. And the beach hours are not going to change. I mean, from 11 to 7, we're still going to keep the beach right yonder. If anything, we've designed and we can structure more of a beachfront, you know, if we want. But it needs to go.
Good done.
It's unsafe. We've got to do this.
All right, moving on to the next thing.
That's got to be voted on.
That doesn't, because that's your decision.
That's our decision, John.
Thank you.
I'd say if you were getting rid of it, just to get rid of it, but since it's a safety issue, I think you make the call. You've seen underneath
Well,
it.
we've already had accidents now where people have been cut on it, and so it's got to.
Right.
You had mentioned something about some additional lots. Putting in some new lots or something.
The life of this park is through our annual campers. Okay? And thank all of you for leaving annual campers. That brought in this park $114,000. Our worst nightmare is from camping. We shot grade about 2 weeks ago down here past the shower house. I do have plans for 2014, the first 2014, putting in 5 more angles, which each angle is $1,400 a year more for the park. I do plan on down there past the shower house, to the right, going into the lake park. There's about 6 modern spots that's going to be added there. And by saying that is, every major holiday, we are booked to the max. It's not right now, you cannot get a cabin here. They're booked. All the way this month, they're booked. They stay booked. Our modern, Memorial Day, Labor Day, 4th of July, we can't keep, I bet we have 40 people that can just put us on the waiting list. While I'm sitting there making $12, I would just be assumed to be making $21 just to add them electric and water. There is no sewer going into the modern. There will be sewer going into the angle, of course, and there will probably be 5 added. I'm adding one myself on lot 48. It's private, it's secluded. I put it down there, simple fact that when me, Chris, and Kim is running this park on major holidays or just like this weekend, we have 26 people back here in the modern. This is the weekend after the 4th, okay? The place was totally packed here. We only got 36. 26 was booked, you know, and just add more spots. That's just more revenue for this park. There's going to be an expense. The most expense is going to be will be RMC, where I'm going to add a pole, and I'm not in 2013, 2014 fiscal year, first of it. I'm going to add a pole and a transformer right past the shower houses, which will power the 5 annuals and the 6 modern.
What's the rough cost on that?
Excuse me?
What will be the cost? You said that'll be the only cost.
Well,
Roughly.
we're going to be, you're going to have your power disconnects, $300 a piece, You're going to have your underground line, which is $2 a foot. And then you're going to have REMC's cost, which is $4,500 to set the pole and the transformer. I mean, we'll get into this and later on toward the year. I'll give you the exact amount figure, somewhere around November, December, and let you know where I'm at. But then, in turn, just like the cabins, when we tore down the cabins, I'll give you the figure exactly what we made, what can be made, and what is the revenue for the park. What we are going to profit from this.
Growth is good.
We got to go forward, guys. We got to go forward.
And it's going well.
And you are, we are.
Thank you.
Okay, another issue that's come up is comp time again. And 3 or 4 years ago, the old board did away with comp time because somebody had 2 or 3 jobs and they was getting 80 hours comp time all the time. So the board did away with the comp time. We're trying to get together with the county to get this. They give us $80,000 a year for the salaries, and we're trying to get that split up to where it'll be like $25,000 for the 2 employees and 30 for the manager. Is what we're kicking around, and it would be a straight salary. If you work 24 hours a day, you work 24 hours a day. There won't be no comp time, there won't be anything. But in case they don't agree to that, since they're the ones paying the bill, then I think we need to at least think about voting back in the comp time that we can give them for the extra hours that they put in. I mean, it never has made sense that 3 people run this park. I mean, if there's 24 hours in a day,
who's keeping track of that? Do you guys keep a pretty good track of, you know, if you work, because the park's open, you've worked so many hours a week? Because the concern there is policing it. You know, obviously, we have slow months that you could make up for it and get some time off that you've earned and deserve.
Okay, I agree with you, George. That is fine. But here's what happens when we get in the company. When you got me, Chris, and Tim working major holiday, okay? By law, that's triple time,
Right.
okay? Sundays is double time. Anything over 80 is time and a half. He don't get paid for it, he don't get paid for it, I don't get paid for it. This man wrote in $18,000 last year.
Oh, wait a minute, back up, help me understand. I've never heard of a law governing triple time or double time. I don't have anything over 8 or 80 or 40. It doesn't speak to triple time.
Okay, anything over 40 is required time and a half.
You got two choices, anything over 40 or 8 and 80, 8 or 80. I don't understand what the state law, is it a state law or federal law?
It's a state law.
When did they put that in?
That's been in far enough in the remember. And I've been doing management for 32 years.
Well, it hasn't been in when I was at the hospital for 35. Well,
If you got over 40,
anything, you have a choice. You can make that election one time. Want to pay the employees, anything over 40 is overtime, or anything over 8 hours a day, or 80 hours in a 2-week period. It's 8 or 80.
true.
I've never ever heard of anything speaking to double time or triple time.
Did your employees at the hospital work July 4th?
Yes,
How did you pay them?
same as they did any other time.
Straight time. Because you let them off through the week and then made them work that weekend?
We didn't have comp time, no.
But
I'm not.
this has nothing to do with comp time.
Well, I understand that, but I think that needs to be checked into before we jump real hard on triple time, double time.
Well,
I'm not the comp time, I'll tell you right now. That's just robbing Peter to pay Paul.
and it's exactly right, because I can't keep track that this man here works 147 hours in an 80-hour deal. We owe him 67 hours.
Well,
My deal is, regardless if he works 150, okay, we got $80,000 coming from the commissioner's budget that pays my salary, his salary, and my other assistant's salary, okay?
John, if you're having that much comp time, you need another person, not.
You can't get it. Now, we're gonna get it.
have 3 full-time employees.
Well, let's go talk to the powers that be, that's the truth. I'm sorry,
So by putting everybody to a salary mode, okay, it doesn't matter, no major holiday. It doesn't matter if the man worked 14 hours a day. Salary's salary. I've done it for 32 years.
So that's what you're getting at, that you guys want to be just flat
Now,
salary versus this type.
hey, when we do not reach that status because somebody's worked a major holiday and they're trying to take away their comp time, which that's what's been going on here for 25 years, okay? The money that's left over goes right back into the general fund, which they deserve every penny we give them. $10.59 an hour. Would you work at July 4th, $10.59 an hour? That's what's going on. To make it fair across the board, I know what's going on. I know my hours. I know my people's hours. Regardless if they work 150 for this, work 40. I know what he's going to be paid. I got a budget line here.
But what you're asking, though, see, initially, I thought when Tim brought it up, you were asking to bring back comp time. You're not. You're just asking that the full-time employees be salary.
Well,
And-
there's 2 options. Right.
We haven't gone to the
I mean,
commission.
we can't decide that. The county council's got to do this. They got to approve that.
Yeah, we've got to present it to them to see if we can get it approved, which in a way would be a no-brainer to them because it would save them money.
Sure.
Although.
Because they say once we go over our 80 hours, or $80,000, okay, because if he's got comp time coming in from the county, okay, and they owe him 300 hours comp time, oh, well, John, you went to 80,100, somebody's going to get cut. Are you going to cut his pay? So that's what they tell me at that courthouse. Are you guys going to cut his pay? Absolutely not.
Okay,
Because he well deserved everything he done for us.
there's no question about that. It just doesn't seem like there's been much planning going into place if you've got people that are getting that much comp time at the beginning. You know, there has to be a line drawn somewhere.
How do you run, I say, how do you run a park with 3 people? It's always been my
Well, you
argument.
can, and not do it right. I mean, he can have comp time, and comp time, Connie, they're not, when they're waiting too many hours and they're not getting anything done. I mean, not through Chris or but anybody else. Comp time, all that does is telling you that you don't need another employee. When in reality you do, or 2 or 3, whatever the case may be. And I don't see why in the world we can't put up a decent argument with the council or the commission or whomever.
The biggest argument
See,
is we haven't
last
had.
year we had $90,000, okay, in the middle of a physical year, and Marcia can tell you this right here. Boom, they said, Delaney Park, we're gonna cut you $10,000. And you know what? They cut us $10,000. All the 3 people
But
working.
are we being treated as a,
We are the redheaded stepchild.
well, but we're one of the,
That's exactly what we are.
we're one of the requirements in this county that,
Put it in the paper, I don't care. I'm not here to be nice, I'm here to do a job.
no, John, what I'm saying is, we're one of the few entities in this government that makes money.
We are the only one that makes money for this county. We make money for this county. If they ain't seen that in the last year, that what kind of a debt that we took on when I first come aboard here, to what this debt is now, we're $150,000. Just think what we could do with that $150,000 if I didn't have that debt over my head. Just think about that.
Well, you still got the same problems all the time, so the way to set it right.
Well, they're gonna argue that there isn't any money, they've cut every fund over the last, just like John said, I mean, we're gonna go there and say, let's down another person.
Right now,
Sure there.
I am not worried about my comp time because I'm salaried. They called Kim, asked me about it today, and so I got to thinking about this. Just all kind of happened today. If they don't want to give me comp time, I'm not here for their money, number 1. Okay? But now, my other employees, I will fight tooth and nail to make sure these guys are treated like any employee coming from Washington County, Indiana.
I think it differentiates, Chris is gonna be staying at the house, and you said that after hours, he'll be here to look after stuff and to pay for his utilities. How do you differentiate what that is versus he's working for the park and building up comp time? How do you draw the line on that?
Well, because 2 weeks ago he turned in, the man turned in, that I know what he worked over 4th of July, he turned in 80. Right. You know why? You know why, George?
Because he worked 8.
No, he worked 147. He turned in 80. Simply because we cannot go over that budget. We are here to try to get this park back under control. We're not going to rob Washington County for nothing, but I think my employees deserve what's coming to them. Okay, but in order by doing that, that's why I said we got $80,000 from commissioner's pay. Everything needs to be divided out there. We'll put them on a salary status.
I'd be okay with that.
That's not for us to decide. We got to take that from the county council.
I think there's also limits to what you can do with salary. You want to make sure you check into all those because just because you're salary doesn't give somebody the opportunity to work somebody to death.
True. Because, I mean,
And like you said, I just got thrown that bomb this afternoon, so.
To be on salary, in most cases, requires somebody to be in a supervisory position. Or used to. I've been out of business for over years too. So I think really, we need to look.
But now, here's what I'm getting at. For 25 years, you all have ran this park, okay? Never been opened all year, gentlemen. It's never been open all year. You are right. Can we give him a week off? Yeah. You know what? When we give him a week off. Now we got deer hunters coming in here. This place was open last year. Matter of fact, in the fiscal year 2012 was the most money again that this park had made in the park's history. Because why? We're open 365. 24/7. It don't stop. It's started on Memorial Day and this part ended at Labor Day. And you know what? I still got the same amount of money as what it was for 6 months. Now I'm facing 12.
Well, the council commissioner are reasonable people. If you sit down and explain to them.
Here's how reasonable that is. You talking about comp time? When John went from assistant manager to manager, he lost $5,000 in comp time. It's gone. You don't get it
And really don't care.
for taking that job. And Mo done the same thing with
Mo gave up. Mo gave the man,
he gave his to Rick Graves.
the Rick Graves, he gave up I don't know how many hours of comp time because they would not pay that man off. You know why?
I'm still back to the same thing. I'm not for comp time.
Yeah.
No,
I think pay the people. If they work for you and you want them to work for you,
Can't make
pay
it worth 5,000, that was just the hours.
I couldn't remember what the exact figure was. Either way, you didn't get what was coming to you, bottom line. But like you said, you're not here for the money.
I'm here to,
And again,
my
we're
employees
appreciative to y'all.
right now do more for this county than any county employee. And that is a fact. They give up their family, they give up their time, and there's no other county employee unless we got 5 foot of snow that works 147 hours in an 8-hour period. It's unheard of. But you know what? We either gotta do it or we're gonna tear your place to shambles. We've got to secure this place. It does take the time. That's just the way it is, guys. Come on down here, anybody can come and join me on a holiday weekend. I'd love to ride you around with me.
Can we talk to Claude about possibly getting a reserve officer out here to help alleviate that on a holiday weekend?
We've had that, George, for 25 years, and that does not work because people feel that they are looked upon and can't have a good time. You should know that by past experience. That's the way it is.
It's gotta be something that you can't work on.
I can be deputy,
60
I
hours.
want to and ride around here. That don't mean the problem's gonna stop, now does it?
Well, 160 hours comes in not only for security, but I mean, you're unclogging tolls still running over at 3 a.m.
Yeah, at
And
3
if you go
a.m.
At 7 a.m., you gotta be right back out.
You got 1,000 people wants to go and take a shower. You got 1,000 people wants to go and take a pee. Or number 2, whatever they're done.
It's either me, Tim, or John that's gonna get that toll. And during Memorial Day, every 10 minutes we was in that bathroom. And it had all night long, just like that.
It's a fact.
So you got the Pepsi cans out.
Sure did. Because the machine we rented from True Value. That cost us far more money. But we can get into this comp time and the salary deal later. You know, we can go in and ride the year out on this. It's just something I thought that, I needed to bring to you guys' attention.
Well, I have to let her know something in the morning, so I'll see what I can.
I think we need to talk
You
about
gotta let
it.
who know.
Have we already got next year? I mean, if we put a budget in.
I put a budget in, 287 or 289.
Which reminds me, the budget hearings are the 24th or 25th. We haven't got our time yet, but as soon as I do, I will notify y'all. If you want to go, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine.
Well, I think next year, 2014, and if we're still living, we need to put more time and effort into that budget to go around some of these comp time with people and talk to them.
I agree. Every park board member needs to sit right down with me and Chris. We'll give you guys the figures of everything that we've got. This year, everybody's, kind of vacation stuff, which everybody needs a vacation. We didn't have time, I had to have it at the courthouse and what day we had to have that turned in, and that was your deadline.
And Mo hadn't even started
The
it.
deal, right.
We had like 7 days.
Mike hadn't started on that yet, and me and him just kind of sat down and figured it out ourselves.
Yeah, there are some funds in there that have excess money that we can take away from that fund and move it to another one. I mean, you guys guys just basically, because of short notice, say, hey, that's what it was last year, let's make it that
And
again.
that's how we had to have
Right.
it. That's how we had to do it.
All right. We'll move on a little further. Is our website up and running? Did we ever get the internet?
Today. Fine.
We have internet at the park.
We have internet at the park.
It's protected Wi-Fi. You guys have a password that only employees can get on it, so people aren't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, we are going to try to adapt something to the cafe that possibly where we can make some money back for paying for the services. Possibly like $1 a day, you can give them the Wi-Fi cafe down there, give them another, put another wireless network in. Don't cost parking money, just we already have them here. Put it in so someone can it'll increase the sales of coffee and stuff like that in there. And then people from the park can come down and log on to their internet check-in, which will not affect our service whatsoever.
And you can change, they can come down on
Daily.
Friday morning and get it all weekend
Yeah,
for
we change
free.
the password, you know, yeah, right.
Right.
What about, you don't have email, do you? You said,
Excuse me?
you don't have email, do you?
No, don't want
Do
it.
you have?
I'll set mine up tonight for you guys and give it to you tomorrow morning.
Oh, so I don't have to do that quick, but
I mean, I'll have it here at the park when I check, you know what I'm saying? I'll have mine, as far as my home base and all that.
well, there's been issues that people have been trying to get, like,
I understand that.
trying to get a hold and can't.
My phone don't stop.
I got a call from the commissioners wanting to know why we didn't call somebody back. So, we got that in. Okay, who'll have that responsibility? Well, Annette, she's keep track of the emails and the phone messages and.
Chris is wrote and made every bit of our website pages, email checks.
Well, let's tie in with Annette, that she can check that on her desk.
Exactly.
Well, I would tell the commissioners that they need to get hold of these guys in the summertime, they ought to contact one of
Well,
us or something. 'Cause they
commissioners,
can't
where
be-
you want to get a hold of somebody, they can dial 883-5101. We're busy, come on down and join us, and I promise I won't even charge them $4 to get in.
The next thing I had on my mind was that, and Brad's not here, so we'll kind of bypass that, was that cumulative fund that they're wanting to blend together with the courthouse and with the sheriff's department. He had talked to him about that, and I had got a hold of Mr. Weininger from the state auditors, and he says there's no reason why they can't do that. They're just going to make it a different line item. But I haven't been able to get anybody to tell me exactly how much money we have in that fund and if our tax rate is still going to be the same. So I'm still working on that with Ryan. Next thing I had is lots. When we have people move out, I think that we ought to refurbish the lot itself, and instead of just leaving the existing home there, we need to have it pulled out, refurbish the landscaping, update the electric, whatever it takes before we put another home in. So if somebody was to sell their camper, then it doesn't mean that they get that spot. The spot belongs to the park, and it wouldn't be no different than apartment complex. You know, we're going to not rent apartment number 2 because we're going to take a payment. If you want in, you have to take lot number 3. Now, you know, if somebody was to move in, 6 months later, they sold it, you know, we wouldn't have to do that because it's already been redone. But I think it's important, as nice as what some of y'all are doing to fix up your lots, that we get some of these older lots looking a little better too.
What's the cost associated with that for the person who moves out, for us to go in and totally refurbish?
What's the cost of it? Elbow grease.
I mean, it's just going, it's whatever it would take to redo it. I mean, if we upgraded the electric, what'd you say it was for the pedestal, $300? But again, it would be well worth
So
that.
we're running into that right now. We got 3 of them now that need to be replaced. Which we are. I got one in today, and we know today we got 2 more to buy.
And that's the purpose of it, is there's
You
lots
gotta go
that need
back
to be
to that.
upgraded. They need to be upgraded to, to better electric and all that stuff. And it would just be better if it all went out, and it all got fixed.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Is that something you need to vote on as a board? Brown?
Yes, I do
No.
believe that's correct.
Will? I'll make it a motion if you want me to, that whenever,
When you said.
I'll make a motion.
Well, let's let him finish his thought so I can get it in writing what his motion is. Go ahead, Tim.
well, what we're thinking is that when a lot comes available, it needs to be refurbished. Well, if someone moves or sells the camper, then it's to be moved and the lot to be refurbished.
Most of the campers up there though are sold because of the law. Like if I was to sell my camper with the deck and everything we've got out there, that would be why somebody would want it.
It still kind of goes back to the way you clean house and the way I clean house.
You know,
You've got a beautiful place.
Pretty, you know what I'm saying?
I think if we put it at the discretion of the board, whether it needs to be pulled out, it might not mean that every single one would have to be pulled out, but in doing something like this, it's going, in my mind, I'm hoping that it will help the others spruce their places up a little bit better. So if we put it
I
at,
think we wouldn't have to take it on a lot basis. I mean, some of them need work and some of them don't.
that's correct, that's correct.
So can we word the motion that at the manager's discretion, whenever a lot opens up and needs to be refurbished?
That would be fine.
Is everybody okay with it?
It should always be at the manager's or the board discretion. We have every
Let me get Mary
right.
Jo there first. What you got, Mary Jo?
Well, I mean, can we not just, or can you all not just say, hey, this looks trashy, clean it up?
Yeah.
Right?
This looks like crap, clean it up, or you gotta go?
If they don't clean it up, you clean it up and charge them.
Because you're gonna renew the lease every year, right?
Yeah.
If it's not up to standards in the beginning of the,
Of the year,
Yeah.
nobody's gonna want that lot anyway, if it's that bad. So, I mean, if you clean it up, or you gotta go.
Do we have a set of standards? I mean, you probably have a standard, not agree. But do we have a set that everybody has to abide by?
It's in the lease agreement,
It's
right?
It's on the agreement.
Okay, I say I've not seen it.
But I still think it's to the park board, management, we reserve the right to service anyone. If we got a problem, we got a problem.
Then they should be able to fix it.
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't take
Just-
care of it.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. You got it.
I think it's something the managers.
Okay.
Yes.
I've lived here for 10 years, and the last 3 managers in this park known I've been building my house, and they knew I would sell my place this weekend. It's an old camper, but it's a nice camper, the way it's fixed up, and a couple of wants it, are gonna really fix it up. I'm selling this weekend. Yeah, my lot rent was due midnight last night. I owe you $69. I mentioned that to you a while back, at the time it wasn't no big thing, $69. Still paying the rest of the lot rent for the rest of the summer. It's gonna be your place. It's an old camper, it's got full main porch on it, you cannot get it out of it, got to tear it up, that whole lot. Cutting down trees, making a mess out of things. I've been here for 10 years, 12 months out of year. I'm gonna sell my camper on that lot.
And you know what, Wes? I have not a problem in the world with you selling your camper.
And you know what I'm saying?
But you know what? You know what though? I think the park board, managers reserve the right to who you sell it to. We want to see and interview these people.
Well, you know where they are, you
I
can talk to them.
And I've got no problem with that.
Okay. I'll talk to them this afternoon.
Correct?
And I
I'll
guess
talk
that
to
goes
them today
back-
too.
I guess that goes back to, you know, how you feel towards, you know, if he says these people are willing to.
Robert
needs to be
Robert
stretched.
and Ned Abner is one his place. I know them both. I do believe personally that they will fix it up. And I'm not saying it's bad at all. It is an older place. It's probably one of the oldest places in Delaney Park. You was the first one. That's probably the first one, right? Saying that.
But it's not worse of.
But I do know, Robert, I do know that he will fix that place up. It's not gonna be trashed. I'm not gonna allow it to be trashed out anyway. I believe they'll do a good job.
I guess the best way to handle it would be like he said, when it comes time for contract time, we just need to specify a certain, you know.
And if he wants to transfer this contract to Robert, I've got no problem with that. January 1 or April 15th, whenever we renew the contract, if it looks like a junkyard, you know what? I won't renew the contract. That is at my discretion.
It is.
And you all discussed that today on the phone.
Excuse me?
You all discussed that today on the phone.
Yes, sir, yeah.
I done talked to him, said, you wouldn't be here right now, but he had another meeting, because there was a big hall, he can't be. Y'all know about that.
Yeah. So it sounds like with our agreement, we have that stuff already in place, that if he, it's his discretion if
A
it
lot
places.
of it is, his discretion is always going to be at the top of it, yes. Whether he wants to.
Now, there's a downside to this, and I'm not gonna mention no names. I'm just gonna go with lot 41, okay? The man's bar. I'm not gonna mention no names, it's just lot 41. The man is barred from the park. And that's at my discretion. I ain't even gonna say what happened. If he wants to sell his camper, that's fine. We will reimburse his money. That will be to my discretion who gets that spot. That's the way that is.
Trailer comes out there, then we will reimburse it.
Excuse me?
If the trailer comes out there, you will reverse part of it from the remaining funds.
Yes, sir.
But now, why did you call me yesterday and want to know what the price was?
I just wanted to know what your plan was. And you told me that it went for $4,000 and that spot did go with it. Then all of a sudden you're saying that we don't know who's coming into my park, who's gonna be there in that trailer. I do wanna know who's here at this park.
Well, that's understandable.
You see, to understand our point of view on
The
it.
people that's been interested is in the park already. But,
Then they'll have to talk to me over that. But that spot has it right now, as we speak, that camper is going to be pulled out there unless I know these people personally. They are interviewed, and that spot will go back up for rent. He will be reimbursed from this day forward to what he's paid up to.
no, it's paid up right now, it's not, I'm not planning on moving it just yet. Like this,
That's up to the park board.
It's been fixed up, and it's one of the best spots since
That
that roof put on
land-
right there. And it's what people want.
When he got that spot, all that deck was already there, sir. The only thing he done was added the
The
roof.
roof wasn't on.
But as long as this camper sits there, he pays rent.
He's evicted. A lifetime eviction.
There is no written statement that he's been evicted, and you have not told him he's evicted.
I told him that, yes I did. Right here with this man and with the sheriff's department, he was escorted that night.
Including the sheriff's department, and including me, and you said we'll talk about it.
And you know what? He never did get back a hold of me.
No, he didn't, because he went to Michigan.
He never did get back a hold of me, sir.
But that don't mean that he was evicted.
But you don't go in this park and tell somebody that it's shot or I'm gonna put you down.
They know that anytime somebody's evicted, regardless of it's you or them, they gotta put it in writing, or you're in for a lawsuit.
Well, let's get with Ryan and get
I'll get it in writing, not a problem.
stuff done to
They
make
did
sure.
it to him then. But that's passed. This is road on now.
Now, on your contract, you need to go back and read your contract. At any time that any manager has a problem with any annual heater, and I can bring out a contract if you'd like, and I'll read that to you, that we can, matter of fact, when I escort him or the police department escorts him out, if he does come back on this property, there is criminal trespassing charges that will be filed.
He was not escorted out. I took him.
Because you know why? I let you come and get him.
But then tell me why was the law standing down at the gate waiting for you to call?
Excuse me?
Yeah, excuse me. Why was the law waiting at the gate for you to call him to come up and talk to him?
Sir, they was at your son's place.
Not until you called. They was at the gate waiting for you to call.
No, they wasn't. I called in 30 minutes earlier.
Oh, you called the law 30 minutes ahead?
Exactly. When he started threatening people, he was going to shoot them and shoot the dogs. Yes, sir, I did.
All right.
We'll get a hold, not getting anywhere on that, then on
Yes.
No.
We'll
But
get
that
a
needs to be
hold of,
voted on right now, what's going on here.
well, what we're gonna do is I'll get a hold of Ryan and you can explain to Ryan what your situation is.
It ain't no different from the last person we evicted from there. There's no difference from it. They was told the trailer needed to go.
Call Ryan. We'll leave it at that.
Right.
Okay. Anybody got anything else they want? And
Well, I was just gonna let you guys know, I know you busted out here working, it's one of those jobs where you're never off the clock, especially if you live here, so I didn't wanna come across that I was against making sure you guys got your due pay. There's just a lot we gotta make sure we're doing things the right way and making sure it's gonna be applicable with the whole board and stuff like that, because that Marcia knows, we've been in the newspaper, there's no quitting time some days, you just work, so.
And we got one more issue.
I'm out of paper, you can.
Give him a piece of paper.
And this could be serious too. This is another, it's golf cart children.
Yes.
Okay. I really don't know what the laws is as far as a motorized vehicle. As far as I know, they have to be 16 years of age to get like on a moped, a golf cart, whatever. And it does not bother me. I want these people to come here and I want their kids to have a good time. But I don't want to see these children hurt. I mean, it's at the point now you got 6 or 7 on the golf cart, jumping up and down, they're going sideways and up on 2 wheels, and where do you stop it and what is the law on something like that, you know?
you talk to Mr. Bowers, see if he can tell you what the law is, if, a lot of that goes back to how you want to raise your children, so it might be, it has to print up a flyer and hand a flyer out to everybody and make them realize that if they end up running over somebody, then they're going to be liable for it.
Right.
It's their card. I don't know if the cards are like the 4-wheelers, whether the county or the state requires a number on them.
Sure. If you're on county property, you still gotta have your tag on the side beside the forward.
So,
Someone can see it, huh? That's for someone to see.
No, it goes for golf carts.
It ain't gonna go for golf carts, because the only thing you gotta do is put a slow moving vehicle sign on a golf cart.
Do you think if you give everybody something saying problems with this. We
Well, I
need
mean-
to address this, let's bring it out.
Right.
And then if it's a problem, if it continues to be a problem, we're gonna have to do something about it.
Yeah.
Because it's a,
Ms. Patch.
I know at one time, they did have a rule, if the child was on golf cart, they could drive golf cart, they had to be a licensed driver on it. So,
yeah, but then you
I mean,
put more on them as far, when you put those, that's more work on them, stopping everybody on golf carts.
I mean, I want them to, I mean,
You know,
unless they got a parent or a guardian with them or something like that, I mean, something needs to happen because I'm just afraid some of them's gonna flip. I mean, somebody's gonna get hurt in golf cart. That's all there is to it. And I don't want it to happen to nobody's children, but I mean, something's gonna happen. You know, if they, I mean, a golf cart's made to handle 4 people, that's it. When you get 7 on there, when someone's dropping up and down and the thing is going sideways, some of them, I've had, since July the 4th, and this is just July the 16th, I bet I've had 10 calls on this. Not that I've not said nothing to nobody, but believe me, they've said something to me. So I'm just making you aware of the problem. You know, I didn't go back to Ryan, the attorney, and see what's legal, what ain't, what are we doing right, or are we doing something, are we doing something wrong here, are we allowing them to do it, and we shouldn't be, or what, you know?
Well, I think too, that goes right back to your discretion. If you see something that's unsafe, you can end it right there. Hey, 7 people on a golf cart.
Right.
If there's not a seat, you don't need to be on it.
Right.
Even where the golf clubs go on the back, you don't need to be standing back there. That's not for passengers, that's for your golf clubs.
I mean, they even come to prisoners, and man, they just got ready to come over.
It's really hard to dictate common sense.
I know. You got children, that's just the way it is, you know, I mean, ain't quiet times at 11, I mean, the golf cart, I mean, you know, I mean, as far as an adult going out there riding the golf cart at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, hey, I want them to go out there and go fishing and have a good time. But now as far as the parents over the children, watching them, you know, I think that, you know, it's like a curfew, it's all over the world.
We gotta give you something with some teeth in it though, so you know, if you warn the same people, hey, I've seen you doing this before, now, there's gotta be something that goes with it, because this is the second time I've had to get on you this weekend. You know, so at this point, it becomes either a fine or something that,
Right.
that's something with a little bit of teeth.
Chris, you got anything you want to add to anything? You got anything,
We got a piece of paper.
young lady? No? Moving down the road. There's Richard. Richard, do you still have your association?
Yes.
Do you? If you don't mind, bring it to some of their attention, that kids on the golf carts or.
No, this has always been a family, always been a family park. And like Johnny said on the golf cart, part of this is, you know, this is, kids on the golf cart with adult supervision. That's like your average education. If the adults would police and say, hey, stop at the stop sign, don't take the corners on 2 wheels.
That's not a
If
problem.
we don't abuse this system, nobody will say a damn thing. Yeah.
I ain't one of them.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't want to endanger her when we get situations under the golf cart when the parents don't know where their children's at.
Okay,
You
if
know.
one of them would get hurt, who would be responsible? Art?
No, because right in the contract, you got, I mean, you're supposed to pay attention to your children, but if someone hits a car, you know what I'm saying? That car, the children hit them will come back and sue you if it was one of your kids on there, you know what I'm saying? But we can't express that enough to people. I mean, that's no more than this beach down here, just like a lifeguard. A lifeguard, I have seen men and women come here and drop their children plumb off and just leave that beach like we are babysitters. We're not babysitters. We are trying to run a park and make it fun for your family. We can't babysit. We just can't.
Troy raised his hand back, right?
He needs babysitter.
That's why he's not John.
Well, what if that car hit the golf cart, you know, with the minors on it? Is that person in that car going to be responsible for some damage?
Whoever hit you's gonna be responsible. If this
Well,
was
they got
children,
insurance for
Well, I'm
them.
saying if they run a stop sign or something, you know how they get, they're driving, they're not paying no attention, just big kids, and come right out in front of you.
you know, like my hip when you know, when I get sued,
Problem.
be crunched.
If they know you got money, you will.
Well, I get you.
Well,
I had that little truck.
John, what about these little go-karts?
It's all good.
Uh-uh.
Where are those coming from?
I don't know if they need to get out here. I got back over one of
They've
them.
done been warned twice about that. The third time I warned them about that, I mean, I've got no other choice.
I don't know which sideways for last weekend we was down here. And I thought you was gonna flip it.
Yeah. That's another thing of the parents not controlling their own children. That's what it is.
They're part of the party.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Daycare here.
They never go-karts.
Down to you, young man, anything? Tim, you got anything you want to throw in there? No. How about you, young lady? No? You got anything else?
Now, if we pay our rent, you know, and I say I sell my camper in March, or like say I pay the rent in April and I sell it in June. Now, whoever buys it, they're gonna be able to move right in. Since the rent's paid up through the year, right? I don't know.
Well, see, there you go again, attorney, there you go again, because here's the thing, it's actually our property. Nothing belongs to you, you're just leased it.
Right.
So what you want to do is go to a double lease, okay? I lease this from Delaney, now I'm gonna sell my camper, now I'm gonna lease this to you pretty much, this is automatically yours.
Right.
And, you know, I've got no problem in doing that, but when we have a problem with somebody and we don't regain our lease back,
Yeah.
it could just say, okay, it's gonna go to Joe Blow here, and Joe Blow, you know, okay, well, here we go again.
Yeah, when person A decides they're not gonna be here any longer, that's doing away with their lease is done.
Exactly. And we can't,
And then,
it's gonna stop.
now, if when you sell it, if you sell it and you've got, you know, a few months left on your lease, then either you adjust the price to let them have the money to take the lease, or make arrangements where that would go over, but it still has to get a signed lease from whoever moves back in.
Right.
Okay.
But I think the parks will be given so many days' notice before you do that. I mean, just say I sold it, I'm
Right.
not tomorrow.
Right.
You know, the park
It
will
would
be
come,
notified.
you know, say if I was selling, I
Give
sell,
60
if
days
I sell my
notice.
camper, these people wanna buy it, you have to.
Yeah, and what times in time, I mean, there's not a problem with it.
Ms. Marshall, you have anything you'd like to add? No? Young man? I'm good. Mary Jo, happy?
Yeah, for the most part.
You, young lady?
I'm a newbie.
You're a newbie.
I live next door to Pat.
She worked check out.
You poor thing.
I live up here.
They told me she snores.
Don't believe nothing he says.
Well, welcome aboard. We try to have good times out here anyway. Miss Pat, you doing okay? All right. You have anything you'd like to add, young lady? Wes, you got anything else you want to add? Is this your dad with you? Is it?
My dad,
Yeah. You have anything to say?
Fine,
All right, Mr. Spurgeon. Yes, Ms. Rhonda.
Okay, have you, two things. Have you gotten copies of the county handbook, for the employee county handbook?
No, we have not.
Okay, so, I mean, that may be a good resource if the management here is our county employees. If there's supposed to be a set of guidelines on.
And we do got that, Rhonda.
Okay, all right.
I do got that, and it does, and that's what I'm stating right there. By the county handbook, it doesn't apply to us, they don't see that. If he worked 4th of July, I owe him 3 days off. That's the way it is with the rest of the county. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but, I mean, the guidebook's been put out there, but I'm not arguing with you.
Right.
I'm just saying, do you have a copy, and you've said yes?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Now, is there a process you know, there's concern.
Sometimes I like people just park in the floor.
That's okay. I mean, Lester, poor little fella, doesn't listen to me anyway, that's okay. It's a sensible move. Is there a process when somebody wants to rent a lot in the park? Is there a process that they have to go through?
They have an application that they fill out.
Okay, so couldn't that apply to anybody that's selling a camper? And to go ahead and say, look, you know, it's all in the bag here. You just go ahead and fill out the application because in a way they're filling out a whole new lease. And that way, you know, go ahead and say that, you know, even though this camper is property of somebody else, you just have to go through the application that way.
Yeah.
And they give somebody, you know, people a way to grab a hold of it and say, well, here are the simple steps that you have to take.
You know, it's everybody's got their own opinions on how all this is going down, but in our minds, what we were trying to do or accomplish by what we were discussing was we want to try to get the lots looking real nice. So we thought that if somebody sells one, we could move it out, we can get in there, we can redo the electric, redo the landscape to where it looks nicer and fresher. And it's just, you know, all the ideas you're all coming up with are great things that, you know, we're not quite thinking about at the time. But that's where we're trying to get. It'll be at Johnny's discretion. If he feels like he wants to sell his camper to somebody, if he feels like those people are good enough to be out here to park and that they'll take care of the place, then we just need to let them know up front that, okay, you know, we want the grass trimmed a little bit better or the weeds pulled or you know, just to clean it up a little bit. I'm not asking them to do some kind of landscape makeover, but we just want the park to shine. It's starting to shine, and we don't want to go back.
Well, that's where I'd like to see Johnny say, okay, well, they sold it to you, and for the rest of this summer, it's yours. You have the lease, but here's the list of stuff I want fixed. And if this stuff isn't fixed at the end of this year, that's coming out, and we're refurbishing it.
Well, what's going on right now is if someone coming here just like right now, got a brand new spot like that bird control, okay? I'm just gonna put you out in front of the level. He goes up there and says, okay, well, I bought a trailer for $15,000, I got one of the nicest spots, well, I'm gonna sell it for $25,000. Now, I do think it's at the park board's discretion, I think it's at the management discretion. We're not running the real estate market here, we are running a park. We got the discretion to say who, what, when, and where comes into our park. That should be point blank.
What I really want to kind of urge maybe is to go ahead and have a way to be a little more objective, just like somebody new coming in. You know, I know that you're looking to refurbish the park, but to give a little mental and emotional relief to people, saying, okay, you know, I'm going to fill this out and I'll be able to go over these points with somebody, and instead of just like, I don't like the way you look, and that's kind of how it feels. You see what I'm saying? But get it to a process where it's out there, everything's written down, and everybody can come together and just consider the new lease, even though the property is the same. And then that way, that gets the situation where everybody knows where everybody stands. But I mean, that's just a suggestion.
Well, I mean, that's what they would have to sign a new lease if somebody took it over.
Right. And so, yeah.
So, I mean, it would have the guidelines of what the park asks, you know, of the person.
Yeah, due consideration to an application instead of just, you know, that kind of thing. So, I mean, that's what I'm urging, to have it like written down where people are heard out, or if there's, you know, this is not just an off-the-cuff kind of thing, right? So, but that's just something that
I think group I asked on that's not enough too.
Yeah. we'll give it a whirl and see where we're at. That's all we can do. We keep struggling and we keep going. You got anything else, Rhonda?
No, thank you.
Young lady, you have anything you'd like to add?
No, I'm just visiting,
You're just, well, that's all right. We'll let you visit.
That's my boss.
You just wanted to come out at Delaney Lake, that's what it was. You should have been.
Did she give you contact?
No.
Oh, I don't have it.
How about Troy? Troy got anything?
You don't want to hear it.
We're good.
We wouldn't let them anyway.
Folks got anything you'd like to add?
See, tell me.
I got a big plan.
We are going to be changing our gas service over to UPG. We got that set right at 99.9, but right now we pay 137. Last year we went over 5,000 gallons of that, so it's going to be that astronomical savings. Just to let you know, we are changing our service.
We talked about that last time.
Yeah, well, I didn't have the true numbers.
Okay.
They go set tags and everything. They go set their own.
What else did you have? Oh, that's gas. Let us have that bill so we can look at it while you're taking care of business.
You know, if you want to, that's up to you.
This is June.
I don't think that's,
Huh?
I think those should be paid claims.
Hang on,
Motion in a second.
ask him if he'll rent us a beer.
All in favor, raise your right hand. There you go.
Are we dismissed?
Does anybody got anything else they want to say? You're dismissed.
Do you rent, do we rent the Coke machines,
I'm sorry.
do we rent the Coke machines from you?
No.
You know, where they come from? Do they have beer? Do they have beer dispensers? That's what Troy rents.
Johnny, next year it'll be cafe/Coke